Have you ever done something you've regretted before? Have you ever made a bonehead mistake that you'd give anything in the world to take back? I know the feeling. The following story, which comes from an experience I had being on my college baseball team, is hands down one of the biggest regrets of my entire life. It's not easy to share, but I'm going to share it anyway because I don't want my regret to become yours. As you'll soon see, deceiving others starts with deceiving yourself. For the first 21 years of my life, I lived and breathed baseball. I played Little League through middle school, high school, all the way through college. I learned sometimes from my coaches. I learned a bit from my fellow teammates, but my biggest baseball learning experience came from a can of beer. Have you ever met that guy who you'd love to knock some sense into, but you know there's no point because he's not going to learn the lesson anyway? That was me. Yeah, in college, I was that guy. Senior year of college, I was on the varsity baseball team. As you know, I worked very hard the first 21 years of my life to earn that privilege. I was one of the top outfielders on the team. It was a very competitive team. There were 8 outfielders in total. I was the 4th guy. So I was not one of the top 3 starters. The 3 starters were in the top 3, but I was the immediate backup. Not exactly something to write home about, but it was better than being at the bottom of the depth chart. My coach, who I had a good relationship with, told me at the beginning of the season, "Jeff, you're doing a great job. You've improved a lot as a player over your college career. Be ready, keep doing what you're doing. If anyone gets hurt, you are our guy." Very helpful to hear that from my coach, and it definitely motivated me to keep working hard. Season kicked off. This is early 2011, again, my final year of college. We have a 1-week tournament down in Jupiter, Florida. The tournament goes by. We are on our way home in the airport. We had some time to burn. We had 2 hours until our flight. Most of my teammates went to McDonald's. Obviously, McDonald's is where competitive baseball players eat. I almost went there myself, but last minute, me and a fellow teammate decided to go to a restaurant on the other side of the airport. He was one of the best players on the team. He was a fellow outfielder. While we were sitting in the restaurant, there were 2 things going through my mind that I'd like to share with you because I remember that immature mindset that I was in. 1, I wanted to impress this player. He was a friend of mine. He was a starting left fielder. He was one of the best baseball players and athletes on the entire team. And I thought to myself, I'm going to make him think I'm cool. I'm going to be the man. Second thing I was thinking in that moment is, I'm a senior in college. I'm untouchable. I can do whatever I want. Do you remember being a senior in high school, a senior in college, or maybe even right now you're a senior member of your team or organization? When you're the top dog, it's hard, very hard, I know from personal experience, to not have some ego. And I'll admit it, in that moment, senior in college, a top outfielder on the team, I had some ego. Waitress came over, my teammate ordered a glass of water. I decided to order a glass of beer. Waitress walked away. My teammate, who was a good guy, said to me, "Jeff, are you sure you want to drink that beer? You know it is in direct violation of team rules." I said, "Oh man, it's going to be fine. No worries. There's no way I'll get caught." He said, "Okay." Halfway through drinking the beer, I was taking a long, delicious sip, and I randomly turned my head and saw that 3 of our assistant coaches were at the exact same restaurant at the exact same time. I never thought I'd regret not eating at McDonald's so much. I turned to my teammate and said, "Oh, shoot." I tried to hide the beer behind some menus and papers that were on the table, but it was too late. They were kind enough, the 3 assistant coaches, to not call me out and embarrass me on the spot. But after we got back to Maryland, which is where my college was from, McDaniel College, the head coach called me into his office based on what he had heard from the 3 assistant coaches. He said, "Jeff, please tell me it was not you who drank the beer. Please tell me you didn't break team rules." I could tell him it was a ghost. I could tell him it was a doppelganger. I could flat out tell him it wasn't me. I said, "Coach, I'll do as you asked. It was not me who drank the beer." "Jeff, this is not a joke. Seriously, did you drink it or not?" He said that very sternly. I said, "Coach, I did drink a beer, but I didn't break team rules. It was a non-alcoholic beverage. It was no duels." He believed me because he trusted me. Have you ever lied to someone that you trusted and that they, in turn, trusted you? I walked away from that meeting certain that I would get away with it. But the assistant coach was smarter than me because he called the restaurant at the airport where I drank the beer and found out they don't even offer non-alcoholic beers. They don't even offer O'Doul's. Several days later, the coach once again called me into his office. He showed me incontrovertible proof that it had to have been a beer because they didn't even offer non-alcoholic beverages. I confessed to my lie. I got suspended from the team for 1 week. I'm lucky I didn't get kicked off. My friends, as much as I regret drinking that beer, which is a completely preventable bonehead mistake, I regret 10 times more lying to my coach and shattering his trust in me. The 1 week suspension went by pretty quickly, but I was no longer trusted by the coaches. They no longer really thought of me as one of the top outfielders. The left fielder, the same guy who I ate with at the restaurant in the airport, ended up getting hurt. But I didn't get rotated in. I didn't get 1 second of meaningful playing time for the rest of the season because of the mistake I made. I don't blame the coaches. They did what they had to do. As much as I regret drinking the beer, lying to my coach, most of all, I regret lying to myself. I lied to myself that I was above team rules, that it was okay to have a sense of entitlement. I lied to myself that it was worth risking 21 years of hard work for 1 silly little beer. I lied to myself that it was okay to lie to my coach and think I would get away with it with no consequences. When we lie to others, they often see through our lie. But you are the one person who will believe your lie. We deceive others sometimes, but the people who we deceive the most is ourselves. Don't let my regret become yours. Look, I'm no longer that idiot beer-guzzling college student, but I regret doing that idiotic mistake every single day, and I've regretted it every day for the last 7 years of my life since I graduated from college. I threw away a lot of years of hard work. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself the truth, even when it's difficult, because when you come clean with yourself, it will be a heck of a lot easier to come clean with others.